Hi guys, and welcome to day 7 of lockdown. And so I mentioned in my last video that one of the things that you can do to keep yourself occupied during this time of lockdown, when you're off work or confined to the house and you can't really do much, is exercise. So I'm going to run through a few things that we can do inside the home with minimal or in fact no equipment to keep yourselves fit, to keep yourselves active, to build on strength, which is really great. In fact, I was reading a report on BBC yesterday saying that one of the things that they recommend everybody in the country does to help prevent themselves getting Covid-19 or prevent Covid-19 causing themselves serious symptoms is improve their fitness. And it talked about cardiovascular fitness, it also talked about muscular fitness. It's got loads of benefits, makes you feel good about yourself, gets the endorphins flowing, can help sculpt your body. This kind of stuff we're going to do today is going to be mostly be looking at strength exercises, strength building. So it's not about getting like hench like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything. I mean, if you look at me, I'm not exactly like Mr. Muscle, but you know, I've got a reasonable figure for a man of my age and occupation. But also it helps with strengthening the bones, which helps later on in life, helps prevent things like the osteoporosis and the loss of bone density later on in life. So it prevents it reduces the risk that when you're older you're going to break bones, because your bones are going to be harder, they're going to be stronger, better able to resist knocks, which is fantastic, because a lot of old people, including at least one of my relatives, they had a fall, broke their hip, and that was basically the end of them. That was all they could do. So we're going to cover some basic things that you can do at home. Like I said in the last video, you can do press-ups, which are a great exercise. We're going to look at a couple of ways of doing those, including easier and harder ways of doing press-ups. Sit-ups, and again, sit-ups are pretty easy. Anyone should be able to do a good few sit-ups at least, but we'll look at the ways of making those harder and things that you can do with those. Squats, again, we'll look into those. We're going to look at a little bit lunges. I'm going to look at and show briefly pull-ups as well. You will need a pull-up bar for that in your house or a place where it's suitable, so you can get a grip on something that's solid. I thoroughly recommend getting an over-the-door pull-up bar if you've not got the space. I've had one for many years now. I actually found it, someone was throwing it away, and so I took it out of a skip, cleaned it off, well, not a skip, it was next to the bins at my block of flats, cleaned it up, and yeah, it was great, fantastic. So I recommend you get one of those. They're good. I'll show you some tips of those, how you not to damage your walls, and then we'll look at a few little bits of cardiovascular you can do while you're inside if you can't get out. Obviously, getting outside and walking or running is the best idea, but if you're stuck indoors, there are still ways that we can do that, and still ways that we can add exercise into your lives at home. And after we've looked at the stuff that's got minimal or no equipment, I'll show you some of the things that you can do as well with some basic equipment, and I'll explain how we can use things that you might have lying around at home to step in and act as like a emergency help. Okay, right, I'm going to go on now to looking at press-ups. So all you need for press-ups is a bit of space on like a bit of carpet or any other surface where you can basically spread your body out on. Press-ups are great because they work so many different muscle groups in the body. They work the chest, most obviously, they work the triceps, they work the shoulders, they also work muscles in the back as well and in the core. So they're a great all-round exercise for hitting lots of different muscle groups at once. And in fact, with just 3 basic exercises that I've mentioned before, you can hit pretty much every major muscle group in the body. So press-ups, sit-ups and the squats, they'll hit all the major muscle groups in the body. So, press-ups. Basics of a press-up: hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers out a little bit, hands underneath your shoulders as well, as much as you can. Lift up onto your toes, which hopefully you can see at the back there. Lift up onto your toes, keep your core tight, so engage those stomach muscles, and then lower down so your chest is almost touching the ground. Then push back up, and then repeat that as many times as you wish. Okay, so what I'd recommend you do, if you can do several press-ups, is try and do as many as you can. If you're just trying to do a workout, do as many press-ups as you can in a row the first time. Divide that number by 2. So say that you can do 20 press-ups in a row before you have to break down and you can't do any more. divide that number by 2 and then start with that. Do 3 sets of 10. So you'll do 10 press-ups, have a rest, 10 press-ups, have a rest, 10 press-ups. If they're too challenging for you, if the press-ups are too challenging, they can be for a lot of people at first. A couple of ways that you can make this a bit better. You can go down onto your knees, so your knees are resting on the ground, and then do the press-ups like that. That makes them easier. Or to achieve the same effect, you can also get a box or a stool, like this handy one from IKEA, and again, hands on the top, and just either a normal press-up position or on your knees again, to make it a little bit easier. If you want to make them a little bit harder, one thing you can do is you can put your feet up on that, which helps push your weight down more over your chest, and that will make it a little bit harder to do. Or get a backpack, put a load of heavy things in there like tins of food. Let's face it, quite a lot of you have got plenty of that lying around. Into your backpack, make sure the straps are nice and tight, and definitely don't do this if you've got any back injuries, and then you can do normal press-ups just like that. Exercise number 2, humble sit-up. Works really well if you can either wedge your feet under something or get somebody to hold your feet, but you don't have to. Just basically make sure you've got a nice bend in your knees, feet hip width apart, lie down, cross your hands over your chest, and then just bring yourself up to an upright position. Lower yourself back down, trying to keep your back more or less straight while we're doing this. This can put strain on the back muscles, so be careful with that. You can make variations on that. You can turn it into a crunch, rest your hands on your thighs, push the small of your back into the ground, then just raise up that far and hold it at the top a little bit before releasing down. And after a while, that actually can get harder than a sit-up. If you want to change that up again, you can also add the twist at the top. I mean, I don't really recommend this, I don't really think it does much. I'd just stick with the normal ones. I think with putting the twist in, it can put a little bit of extra strain on your back. Other variations of the ab exercises, you can lie on your back, lift your feet slightly up off the ground, and then roll them up and in to your chest, or lift your legs up into the air before lowering them down without touching the floor. And you can even mix that one up by doing one leg at a time, which can be quite challenging. Okay, there are also other variations, things like where you try and jack up at the same time. That's pretty difficult. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you're particularly advanced. So that's sit-ups. Bonus ab exercises, just for you guys, especially a new subscriber, Gavin Pereira, thank you very much. Bonus ab exercise, plank. Okay, so again, the only thing you need for it is a bit of space, a bit of floor. Put your arms down on the ground. You can place them flat, you can place them like that, doesn't really matter too much. But elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Kick your feet back onto your toes. Engage your abs and your core and your butt, your glutes. Basically squeeze and hold in that position. And it seems quite easy, making sure you keep a straight back. It seems quite easy, and for the first 10 seconds or so it is, but it gradually gets harder. Keep that going for a few minutes. Well, for a minute maybe, if you can get to a minute. Variation on it, you can get essentially into a press-up position, a high plank position, with your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Again, do the same thing. This is not going to just work your core, but this will hit your shoulders, and you can make that a little bit harder by doing shoulder taps. And if you really want to go for it, you can do alternating legs and shoulders. So, bonus ab exercise. Next up is squats. Great for the legs, also good for the core. Okay, basically squats will work your quads a lot, and also work a little bit of your rest of your leg muscles like your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit to a lesser degree. So to do squats, place your feet about shoulder width or hip width, well, shoulder width apart. Face them, and you probably can't see this on the camera here, face them roughly facing forwards, as long as you've not got them turned out or turned in, they're alright. Fairly natural, relaxed foot position. And then just bend at the knee, stick your bum behind you and lower down as far as you can go. That's comfortable. And then push back up through the heels. So just going down and coming back up through the heels. Nice and simple. Other things that you can do for the legs is you can change that and do lunges. Just take one step forwards, push back again, take the other leg forwards. Or you can even do that in a walking variety where you walk forwards with the lunge and then walk backwards with the lunge, and a backwards lunge will hit slightly different muscles. Lunges, very good for the glutes. Another final variation of things that you can do if you're finding those easy is you can do a split squat. So start with your legs apart like that. This toe here, as you can see on the back leg, the left leg is on the toes. Lower your knee down to the ground and push up. And you can do, say, 10 of each side of those, or as many that is comfortable for you. And then push 1 or 2 more. And that's also good for the legs. If you're finding the squats easy, everyone should be able to do a squat. You can also add a weighted backpack if you need, with like your tins of beans, or get your dumbbells and hold those, or if you've got a barbell, even better. Or the other thing you can do is try a one-legged squat. So the leg that you're going to do the squat on, out on the ground, nice and firm, make sure the core's engaged, the other leg sticking out in front of you. And as you go down, just pivot this leg so it's sticking out directly in front of you. You can use your arms as balance, and then push back up before swapping legs. Now I've just gone for a run, so I might not be able to do it on my left side. My left side is significantly weaker. Let's go down. Oh, I have to use my hands to push back up there. So you don't have to go all the way down if you're struggling as well. You can go part of the way and build up a range of motion. Okay. Another exercise you can do, assuming you've got a set of stairs, is calf raises. And in fact, you don't even need a set of stairs for these. You can do it on any raised ledge. I just prefer doing it on a set of stairs. Just obviously make sure you're being safe. To do it, you're going to position your feet so the balls of your feet are on the edge of the step, and then just using a banister only as support, not actually grabbing hold of it and supporting your weight on it, just making sure you don't fall. Lower your calves down, and then when they're lowered down, push back up so you're standing on tiptoe, and repeat that. If that's too easy, you can then switch to the one-legged version, and then just do one leg at a time. Again, making sure using the walls or the banister as support, then switch leg. Another thing you can use the stairs for is, very excitingly, running up and down them for a bit of cardio, and also a good workout for the legs. So, sprint up, jog down, sprint up and jog down. Obviously going down the stairs is really easy, and going up them significantly harder, so try and really push yourself up the stairs as hard as you can, and then on the way down just relax a little bit. It's a bit like fartlek training, I guess, but that's good for getting your heart rate going as well as working your legs. Okay, one of the last exercises I recommend is pull-ups, and you'll need a pull-up bar. You can see up here I've got a layer of cardboard in between my pull-up bar and the wall. That's to protect the wall from getting damaged, because what I've noticed is the plastic on the pull-up bar pushes into the wall sometimes and makes a little dent or a little mark. Different ways of doing a pull-up. You can do wide grip, narrow grip, hands facing towards you, or if the bar's got bits on the side which poke out like this, you can keep your palms facing in towards each other. The hardest is probably your arms wide apart like this. Easiest is probably this. So if you struggle with pull-ups, this is a good way to start. These are really good for working all the back muscles. The narrow grips, with your hands facing towards the camera here, that's going to work mostly the muscles in the centre of the back, not the upper back. Out wide, it's going to target the lats, the bits on the side a bit more. And if they're facing you towards you, the palms, it's going to work the biceps and also the muscles in the back here. Basic idea, grab hold of it, let it take your weight, keep supporting your weight, pull up, engaging your muscles, slowly down. If that's too hard for you, you're struggling with those, again you can go and get the little footstool, which I've mislaid at the moment, and basically stand up on it so you're up there, and then slowly lower yourself down as slow as you can, then stand back up on it and do the same thing. Okay, and you can repeat those, any combination, really good workout. And doing all those things, so you do the press-ups, the sit-ups, the squats and pull-ups, you've hit pretty much every single major muscle in the body. Whoa, quite a workout. Gonna need a beer after this. Bonus exercise number 2. Last one, really great exercise, everybody's favourite. I like them for about the first 10 seconds of doing them. And with this exercise, what you want to do is just repeat it for about 30 seconds and just keep going as many as you can, as fast as you can, with good form, without putting any strain on your back, as fast as you can. And after 30 seconds, have a little 30-second rest and then give it another go. And they are, of course, burpees. So start off standing position. Then what you're going to do is you're going to drop down, hands onto the ground, kick your legs back. That's the idea of that motion, is it's going to be explosive going back there from this position. If you want to make it particularly challenging or a little bit more challenging, you can do a press up. You can even do an explosive press up on that one because the whole motion is explosive. Then jump, both legs back in between your hands, and when you're from this position here, you're then essentially going to do the part of a squat going up, but you're going to jump. I've not got a lot of space in my house, so this works best outdoors. But jump up as high as you can, throw your arms in the air as well, and then when you land, repeat the process. Okay, enjoy. Another bit of useful home gym equipment that you can get is a resistance band. You can get these in different strengths from places like Amazon and eBay and things like that. And these are great because you can do a whole host of different exercises with them. You can, for example, wrap them over the door frame. I'm going to use my pull-up bar here, and then use them for doing things like tricep extensions. So grab hold both sides, so it's got a bit of tension, and then pull down into the sides. And that's going to really work the triceps. You can also even turn that into an ab exercise by grabbing it and kind of pulling with your abs, making sure it's your abs that are contracting to pull yourself forwards and your head down towards the ground. You can also use them to make squats harder by standing in it, holding onto it while you go down, then pushing back up. Use it for bicep curls, and you can also use it for a shoulder press as well. So, a really versatile bit of kit. Not massively, perfect. It's not as good as, say, using free weights. You can also tie it onto objects, like your banister, and practice things like your strokes for, like, if you're doing like a punch, as it were, which will work the chest a bit more, like a chest fly. So they're really useful. The other thing I recommend is a set of adjustable dumbbells that you can adjust the weights for. Because for some weights, okay, like the bicep curl there, it might be alright with this for this weight, but then if it's okay for a bicep curl, you're probably not going to be able to do a very good lateral raise with them. It's probably going to be a little bit too heavy. So I definitely recommend a set of adjustable dumbbells. They are more expensive, especially the shipping. They do weigh a lot, obviously. I've got York ones with cast iron dumbbells because they're a bit smaller. You can get plastic ones that are filled with sand. They tend to take up more space, but if you're clumsy or likely to drop them, they're probably a bit more durable than the cast iron, which will crack. Okay. If you've got any questions about any exercises you might be doing, or you've got any suggestions of your own, things that you add in to a workout, please drop a comment down below. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I'm also going to put in the information box down below suggested routine for working out and keeping yourself in shape during this isolation period. Now for me, the way I do it is I do it as a full loop, as a circuit. Some people might prefer to do the press-ups all in a row, so 10 press-ups, say, leave it for a minute or two, rest, then do another set of press-ups, leave it for a minute or two, rest, and then do another set. For me, I prefer to go straight from exercise to exercise to exercise and exercise, and then rest when I've completed my full circuit. So for me, it's just about making the best use of my time. Being a teacher, I don't have a lot of it. Anyway, I hope you're staying safe in the isolation period. I hope that you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.